Welcome back to Crafting with Cami. We are going to continue using the Lake Life collection that Close to My Heart had branded, but then Stampin' Up! Actually sold it. So we are going to continue using this. If you can't tell, I am using Scrapbook cardstock rather than my usual white cardstock as my base. So we are changing things up already. I went ahead and cut some cardstock. This is that brown with the plaid, and I cut that to 1.5. And if you cut it at 1.5 4 times, you can kind of rotate your paper around, and you can get those exactly lined up. So that was perfect for me. I wanted it to go across both pages. So at 1.5, I was able to get these two to line up and these two to line up. I cut some pine cardstock down to 3/4 of an inch, and then I tore it. If you tear it towards yourself, you get this white core to show. So I just kind of roughed that up a little bit, tore that up, and I'm wanting one down here, one up here. I also really want to bring in this zip strip that says relax in the sun. That is definitely what we were doing in our pictures, and I will bring those in just a moment. I'm actually considering flipping this one over so that we might even be able to kind of layer this up here more and have a little less of that green showing. So I have 2 of those. Here are a couple of my pictures. We were paddle boarding out at a lake. So this lake life is definitely ideal. Everything that says lake is just perfect. I have a 3x4. These are 4x6s. And then I have several 3x4s of us actually paddleboarding. We had a picnic beforehand. All right. So I'm thinking of bringing these in. I don't know which orientation yet. Some of them we're looking in, like this one for sure I want on this page because I'm looking in, and I'm looking in here, and my husband's looking in this direction. So I kind of like everything to look into the center. So I just have my placeholders here so I don't need to worry about which direction we're facing yet. But I'm thinking of doing something like this. These are the wood grain chipboard pieces that came along with this workshop kit. So it spells out Lake Day. It actually spells Lake Days. It does have the S, but it was just one day we were out here, Lake Day. So I'm just going to leave that S off and have my title be Lake Day. This is also from that chipboard, and I'd like to include that somehow, but I split it in half. It was actually just one long piece, and I cut it in, well, not in half, I just cut it. So that I could put a piece over here and a piece over here. But I'm not sure if I love that with the torn piece way down here. I'm wondering if I need to bring this down here as well. All right, so I'm actually going to bring all of these up just a little bit and leave about 1 inch of the Scrapbook showing on the top and the bottom. So I'll bring this up 1 inch, this down 1 inch, and then we'll do some layering. But I want to edge these papers, and this color is the Acorn, which is pretty close to toffee, but I'm actually going to bring in mocha ink and just have a little more contrast. While I'm distressing these pieces, I'd like to take the time to thank you for coming over to my channel and watching today's video. Some of the items from this Lake Life collection are still available on my website, so I will have that link down in the description box below. I'll have my Stampin' Up! Website linked down below as well, in case there's any other products you're on the hunt for. I did not put adhesive all the way to the edge of this, so I actually I'm going to glue this down and peek this out the top. So I tucked this piece of pine under this cardstock, and I'm having this corner start at 2 3/4, and so this corner 2 3/4, but it'll jag across. And I think it'll be easiest to run my glue here. I'm using my liquid glue so that I can move this around before it dries. And then we'll slide this under, hopefully. Okay, and then 2 3/4, 2 3/4. There we go. So now let's do the same over on this side. Okay, so then up here, let's do 9 1/4 with the bottom. That'll be easier to line up. And then we'll bring in the relax. And let's do that one at 9 1/2. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these two pictures on so that we can get these adhered. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue down at the bottom here. And then I'll slide that in under the pine. And then we'll go ahead and get Lake Day adhered. I'm bringing in my T-square ruler, so that'll just hook onto the edge here, and I can get this pretty well centered and straight. So I'll use my tweezers, barely art glue, just a couple drops will do the trick. And I'm going to start with the first and last letter. So that I can get it centered. Start with the Y since I want it under the E. And then I'm just making sure I have a little bit of my cardstock showing below the Y, so it's not touching my picture. And these should be pretty easy to line up. I totally forgot I have a QR code. I am going to raise this one up on 3D foam. This is part of those projects, and I will have that peeking through. I'm going to cut it down a little bit. So let's go ahead and pop this up, maybe about 1 inch up. So I just added that adhesive about 1 inch up from the bottom and then along the sides. All right, got this cut down, got this popped up. So now this just slides right down in here. And then to bring in even more of those browns in this wood, I'm going to use jute twine to finish off that hole. I'm bringing that sticker sheet back in. I've cut this circle, not even in half, it's smaller than half, and just kind of tucked it under here. And then of course my journaling and QR code there. I'm looking for something to go here. I have this Lakecation in that mocha color, and I outlined these in mocha, so I thought that was fitting. And then the Breathe in that acorn, that kind of matches this. And then I brought over those mocha hearts that were on a sticker sheet and put those above my husband, so I kind of have some mocha going across. I'd like to bring in this arrow, but it's a little long, so I'm just going to take my scissors here and just trim that. And then I think that'll look good, kind of pointing into the layout. I'm not finding anything I like to go along here, so I think I'm going to bring in some more of this blue, and I'll just cut a little tag out of my tabs and tags. I still have some of these faceted gems from Stampin' Up. To me, they look kind of like water droplets, so I'm going to scatter those. If you're liking how this layout's coming together, I'd love for you to hit that thumbs up button. I added the little word sticker Sunbathe over here, and then I added memories to this one since that'll be my journaling and talking about our memories. If you're liking my content, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and become part of my crafty community here on YouTube. I do post twice a week, so if you'd like to be notified, you can hit that little bell icon as well, and YouTube will notify you every time I post. Here's a little close-up of those layouts. I will have still shots over on my Instagram, which is in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, live a life worth scrapping. Bye, guys.